Now, a News 2 special presentation, Remarkable Women of the Lowcountry.
I just want other people to know that they too can accomplish great things, and you don't have to have a certain personality to do that. You just have to have a willingness to help others and a willingness to speak out for what you think is right.
Because she said, I've never seen anyone that looks like me talk about epilepsy, and she gave me the biggest hug. It was really special. She had tears in her eyes. That's why I do it.
If not me, then who? Like, I've been through it as a caregiver, and I've been through it now as a patient.
I want my life to make a difference in somebody else's life. You know, so I take the opportunity to pour what I have learned into other people.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thanks so much for joining us here for our News 2 Remarkable Women Special. I'm Hannah Powers. Well, every year, News 2 partners up with our sister TV stations all around the country to recognize the women who are using their talents, skills, even hardships that they've experienced to improve the lives of others. We've profiled women across our area, and we have narrowed it down to our finalists, 4 remarkable women. Over the next half hour, we will introduce you to Anna Lennon, Dr. Janie Wilson, and Jen Von Cherry, and Shireena Haynes. These are the 4 finalists for News 2's 2024 Remarkable Woman, and we're so excited to share their stories with you. We begin today with News 2's Erin Morgan. She is introducing us to a woman who embodies strength and empathy by turning the hardest times of her life into a way to help others. Meet Anna Lennon.
Anna Lennon met her husband, Mike Lennon, at the University of South Carolina.
We moved to Charleston after he graduated. He was an engineer for a local company, and I taught at the College of Charleston.
But things came to a halt shortly after their son, Jack, turned 1. Mike was diagnosed with head and neck cancer.
He had stage 3, and at that time we just had Jack. And he, fought it at MUSC for 3 years, and unfortunately, he passed from it in 2014.
Mike passed away just 3 months after the couple welcomed their daughter, Harper. And Anna said she started noticing changes in her then 4-year-old son, Jack.
His father had been sick since he was born, right? So even if you have a healthy, as healthy as possible environment, and you're doing all the things that you can do to make it, safe and secure, like children are so perceptive.
In 2016, Anna brought Jack to a summer camp for children going through similar situations and realized he needed support from people who could relate.
I also knew that there were other children out there that had gone through it, and it was just a matter of finding them.
Months later, Anna founded the Lennon Foundation, and she organized the first fundraiser, the Hike for Mike.
And we raised just $5,000. And I met with a friend of mine. She was Mike's social worker, his hospice social worker. She said, why don't you start monthly events or monthly meetings for children who have a parent with cancer? And so we did.
With help from some students at the College of Charleston, Anna created the foundation's Uplift program, which stands for Using Play, Love, Inspiration, and Friendship as Therapy, helping children ages 5 to 17.
How to cope better, how to become resilient, how to use mindfulness to deal with those really heavy emotions like fear and anxiety and sadness.
But as the foundation began to grow, things came to a screeching halt once again. Anna was diagnosed with breast cancer.
I was angry, and I think it's okay for anyone, however you feel, whenever you get a diagnosis, is a normal experience.
Luckily, they caught it early and she went through radiation and surgery. But Anna wasn't sure if she could continue the Lennon Foundation.
But then I had this kind of epiphany, if not me, then who? I've been through it as a caregiver, and I've been through it now as a patient.
That's why Anna continues her work today, providing support to those who need it most and continuing to honor Michael.
He didn't have a chance to, make his mark. But he made his mark in me. So it's an honor to be able to share his legacy.
And Anna is proof that joy can be found again. She remarried and lights up when she talks about her family. And at the same time, she works a full-time job and works hard to continue growing the Lennon Foundation to help as many families and children as possible throughout the state.
When a new patient comes in, and after getting through what their needs are, that a doctor or nurse says, okay, do you have children? And when they find out that they do, that it's immediate, okay, well, we've got a great service for you.
If you know a family that's needing support after a cancer diagnosis, you can reach out to the Lennon Foundation by calling the phone number or visiting their website that you see on the screen right now. They also have a list of their upcoming events on their website, and we'll have that on ours. That's counton2.com. Our next remarkable woman is using her faith as her guide to help those around her. News 2's Carolyn Murray is introducing us to Dr. Janie Wilson.
She's a woman who's received dozens of awards for her community service, but says what she is most proud of is listening to others and helping them find the power to grow despite difficult circumstances. As Dallas and Janie Wilson walk the aisles of historic Citadel Square Baptist Church, she recollects the foundation of her faith.
My father as well as my mother. I saw the tenacity that they had and the stick-to-itiveness that they have for ministry.
Her Christian faith is the essence of her upbringing and her professional training.
This is my master's right here, my PhD.
She is officially Dr. Janie Wilson, but
I love when people address me as Sister Janie. I mean, because we're all in this together.
Sister Janie says it was when she matured into her 30s that she began to ask herself existential questions.
What am I here for? Why do I exist? What is the purpose of my life? Those are the questions that became very evident to me.
She made decisions that led her into counseling as a ministry.
My life was going to be a life that I had been taught to live for Christ, but a life that had meaning, it had definition, and it had purpose.
Offering an ear, a shoulder, and biblical doctrine to couples, families, and people who need support.
I sit down with people. It's more than sometimes just bringing a remedy to their physical circumstances. But what about the other part of the person? The real person, that inner person. You need somebody to talk to? Let's talk. Let's make some real changes.
Her ministry reaching the most vulnerable, especially children. You founding the African American Family Center for Biblical Dialogue. Yeah. I can condense that to talk about the little pink bus.
The pink bus.
The little pink bus was just that, a school bus painted pink and used to take dozens of young girls to museums, sporting events, recitals, parades, and other programs.
K-5 through 6th grade, 7th grade, we kept these girls from the time that they came into the program until we never changed the girls. Every summer we would see them, after school we would see them. For a little girl to realize that no matter what happened in their family last night, you have a place to come. So we became the surrogate kind of mother, if you would, for these little girls.
Sister Janie's consistent care and counseling earned her many awards and accolades, including the attention of state leaders. In 2022, she was bestowed South Carolina's highest civilian honor.
This is a copy of the Order of Palmetto.
It is impossible to miss the closeness between Sister Janie and her husband, Reverend Dr. Dallas Wilson. Everyone calls him Brother Dallas. He told us about his reaction upon learning that she was a Remarkable Woman finalist.
I hate colloquials, but I was flabbergasted. And it took me back in a way that I became very thankful for knowing that the work that she was doing was going to finally be recognized.
She is Dr. Janie Wilson, a wife, a counselor, and a friend, and a remarkable woman helping others find their own strength.
I want my life to make a difference in somebody else's life. You know, so I take the opportunity to pour what I have learned into other people. more and more people.
Dr. Janie Wilson is also the founder of the Peninsula Biblical Counseling Ministries. Dr. Wilson is helping equip women for biblical leadership in their churches, homes, communities, and jobs. If you're interested in chatting with Dr. Wilson or learning more about her services, you can visit the website or call the phone number on your screen.
Remarkable Women of the Lowcountry is sponsored by Ashley Furniture and Joy Law Firm.
Because she said, I've never seen anyone that looks like me talk about epilepsy, and she gave me the biggest hug. It was really special. She had tears in her eyes. That's why I do it.
Coming up, a woman whose life completely changed when she was diagnosed with epilepsy at the age of just 6. Now, she is using this hardship to help others overcome. She's the founder of the nonprofit organization, The Epitome of Epilepsy, providing resources for people of all races and ages. We're introducing you to Jen Von Cherry next. Welcome back to News 2's Remarkable Women Special. We're taking this 30 minutes to highlight some of the change makers here in our area. I recently had the chance to sit down with one of our finalists, Jen Von Cherry, who is the founder of local nonprofit Epitome of Epilepsy, an organization where she is able to translate her personal experience of living with epilepsy into advocacy work for a greater community. Meet Jen Von Cherry.
I've had epilepsy in every stage of my life. Just because you're 16, 10, 11, 12 doesn't mean that you can't conquer the world, because you can.
Jen Von Cherry was diagnosed with epilepsy at just 6 years old after an accident in the classroom, that one incident changing the course of the rest of her life.
I didn't really see a lot of people who looked like me dealing with epilepsy, and that's why I created Epitome of Epilepsy. I wanted to make sure that I was spreading awareness in my community.
Cherry says she felt the Black and brown community in the Lowcountry lacked representation when it came to epilepsy, and she felt called to support that community with a foundation that offers education, inspiration, and advocacy for people of all ages.
I did an event a couple weeks ago at Sedgefield Middle School, and one of the girls knew someone who had epilepsy. She came up to my table. She was really so excited because she said, I've never seen anyone that looks like me talk about epilepsy, and she gave me the biggest hug. It was really special. She had tears in her eyes. That's why I do it.
Speaking at schools and universities is one of the main ways that Cherry fulfills her advocacy mission. Cherry is still growing her brand with new goals year after year, and she's thrilled to be tapped as a remarkable woman.
I think this is a remarkable opportunity, not to just showcase my business, but to actually showcase other people in the community who are making names for themselves, really striving to bring the community together, because sometimes you lose sight of everything that's going on in the world. You just want to have some base, some community love and affection, and it's just great to see you guys acknowledging other women rocking it out.
As far as next steps, Cherry wishes to continue to expand her reach, bringing her grassroots message to an even greater stage.
Living with epilepsy for 35 years and not being able to work, I graduated, but I've had so many things pinned up against me, and I've just been able to persevere. So I really just want to inspire other people who are dealing with epilepsy, children, adults, that they can conquer the world despite the diagnosis.
You can reach out to the Epitome of Epilepsy organization, whether it be to participate in an event, become a mentor, or make a donation, or if you or someone is impacted by epilepsy, by visiting their website, epitomeofepilepsy.org, or giving them a call at the number on your screen, or reach out through the email address as well. You can also find links to all of this on our website, counton2.com.
Remarkable Women of the Lowcountry is sponsored by Ashley Furniture and Joy Law Firm.
I just want other people to know that they too can accomplish great things, and you don't have to have a certain personality to do that. You just have to have a willingness to help others and a willingness to speak out for what you think is right.
Our next remarkable woman is someone who has grown up in the Lowcountry, and she's constantly working to give back to the community that raised her. She's a natural pioneer with several leadership roles in different local and state organizations, a lengthy list of accolades. Her main goal is to show young people that they can be leaders too. We're introducing you to Shireena Haynes next. Welcome back to the News 2 Remarkable Women Special. We're so glad you're joining us as we highlight 4 women who are making a huge impact right here in the Lowcountry. And we want to introduce you to our 4th finalist, Shireena Haynes. As News 2's Octavia Mitchell reports, she is the youngest woman president of any NAACP adult chapter in the state. She's a project manager at Boeing and also in leadership in a local chapter of the oldest black sorority in the country. Meet Shireena Haynes.
So this is a proclamation from last year from Berkeley County. We really kind of pushed to have a proclamation designating Juneteenth as a day here in Berkeley County.
For 39-year-old Shireena Haynes, the leadership gene is a proud family trait.
I got involved with the NAACP through my mom. There was an incident in 2003 at a local high school, and my mom felt like it was racially motivated, along with a lot of members of the community, and we realized that there was a need for a branch here in Goose Creek. So my mom spearheaded chartering a branch.
As president of the Goose Creek chapter of the NAACP, Haynes is the youngest woman president of any NAACP adult chapter in the state.
My mom passed away in 2011, and she passed away from cancer. And it was a really sudden, kind of quick progression. But one of the things that she always wanted my sister and I to do was to make sure that we're active in the NAACP. She always wanted us to make sure that, her work wasn't in vain, kind of chartering this branch. And she wanted us to just kind of be of service to others in any kind of way that we could be. So she's definitely like the guiding light for me and why I kind of do what I do.
During her time as president, membership tripled.
Civic engagement, voter registrations. In the midst of the pandemic, we have had COVID clinics and vaccination clinics. And we've also been very vocal about our school board and concerns about the elimination of history in schools and just different organizations bringing politics into school. I'm very proud of the work that we've been able to accomplish so far, and I'm just looking forward to us continuing that.
The work includes preserving the history of the Casey community in Central Creek Park.
And this Casey community is one of the oldest communities out of Goose Creek, coming out of Reconstruction. And so these were former slaves, and the only thing left of that community at this point is a cemetery. And so it was very important to us as a branch and a lot of concerned citizens in Goose Creek to ensure that that history remained. And so we worked with the city to ensure that Casey would be known for years to come. And with that, the city named the indoor-outdoor pavilion that's at Central Creek Park really a focal point of the park.
Haynes is also an IT project manager for Boeing.
Help with modernizing applications for the final assembly to help build up airplanes. I work with Boeing Black Employee Association, so I work a lot with STEM outreach and Dream Learners. And so, of course, Boeing, one of the things that we champion is community engagement.
And again, following in her late mother, Andrea Glover Matthews' footsteps, she also has a leadership role in the Somerville chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
Always love being of service to all mankind and serving with my sorority sisters. They've helped me so much as a leader.
Shireena Haynes has a long list of awards, including the Black Engineer of the Year Modern Day Technology Award, her Alpha Kappa Alpha Soror of the Year Award, and multiple awards for the Goose Creek NAACP branch under her leadership.
How does it make you feel to be the president of the NAACP branch that your mother chartered?
Oh gosh, it means everything to me. I'm a very shy person, and so I never thought that I would be president of the branch. But I felt like there was a need for new leadership, and I thought about how can the NAACP remain relevant to my generation and generations behind me. And so I feel a sense of responsibility to the branch because it was founded by my mom. And I feel a sense of obligation, of course, to my community because I grew up here. I grew up in Goose Creek. I grew up in Berkeley County. And I just want other people to know that they too can accomplish great things. And you don't have to, have a certain personality to do that. You just have to have a willingness to help others and a willingness to speak out for what you think is right.
Octavia Mitchell, Count on 2.
And to learn more about Shireena's legacy in the NAACP Goose Creek chapter, or if you would like to get involved, you can find out more the link you see on your screen right now, or even call that number. And we'll have more information on our website, counton2.com. We are so glad that you joined us to meet our 4 remarkable women finalists. These 4 finalists will be narrowed down to one winner right here in the Lowcountry, and the winner will win $1,000 to donate to a charity of her choice and also be flown out to Los Angeles to meet with other finalists from all over the country. The national winner will be announced on April 8th, and you can join us right here on Channel 2 April 2nd, where I will reveal News 2's remarkable woman during a special live presentation from downtown Charleston. It all starts right here on Channel 2 at 4 o'clock. We'll hope you join us. And thanks so much for joining us here today. We'll see you on April 2nd to introduce the finalists live and reveal the big winner. Have an amazing day.